The Indianapolis 500 is more than just a race. It's a legend, a cultural icon. For those that compete, a hunger.
Indianapolis 500 is always my primary focus. That's the one race that I'm desperate to win. That is the most special event I've ever been part of. I just know the feeling that I get when I go to that place.
The biggest race in the world is the Indy 500. Everybody talks about it, everybody wants to win it. Guys that have spent their whole lives trying to get there and it's never happened.
The history of this place is just incredible. Everybody want to win a race in Indianapolis no matter what. And that's what it's all about, racing against the best.
The Indy 500 is one of America's icons. It's kind of the Vatican of open-wheel racing.
Winning the Indianapolis 500 is always our #1 goal. That's the reason that we're out here competing. Everything is resting on the Indianapolis 500.
I drive race cars so that I can do well at Indy. Indy has been my dream since I was a little boy, and it's something that means the world to me.
Well, obviously, we're entering the Speedway now, and it's an amazing place just because of the fact that every time you drive in, it's kind of gets the juices flowing. And for me, it's the place that I would say gets me the most kind of pumped up.
Today, a very special day. The Speedway opens the 2006 season and the rookie orientation program leading up to the Indianapolis 500.
Indy is demanding, so demanding that rookies must prove they can drive the tricky 2.5-mile oval at speed before they're even allowed to practice. So demanding that if you miss a couple of years, even a champion's ring isn't a free pass to compete. Veterans out for refresher laps mix with the rookies over the first 2 days. But one pair stands out. Third-generation rookie driver Marco Andretti and his father, Indy veteran Michael Andretti. After 14 years of Indy 500 frustration, Michael Andretti's first Indy win came in 2005 as a car owner. That taste was enough to bring Andretti out of retirement and back to Indy, hungry for a win as a driver.
Because to have the opportunity to drive with Marco after being able to drive with my father on the same team, I thought if I didn't take this opportunity, I'd regret it for the rest of my life.
3 generations of one of the most famous families in motorsports will take a commemorative lap together as the 1969 Indy 500 champion Mario, son Michael, and grandson Marco turn the first laps of opening day.
With the photo ops out of the way, drivers get down to business.
Dang, that felt good.
Did it? 211.439, his fastest of the day. By the way, all rookies who were required to pass a rookie test have done so. After 2 days of rookie orientation and veteran refresher courses, the real work begins.
You got to have focus. You got to be on your game and paying attention every time you drive past that pylon and go out there. Because if your head's not in the game around here, more than any other place we run, this place will bite you.
Here they come. What a picture. Get that camera ready. 6 former champions with a 4-time champion, Rick Mears, with the green flag.
With 6 former champions returning to race, it's clear there are more than enough car driver accommodations to fill the field of 33. The pressure is on everyone to find the speed to qualify for the race. Indy is special because it's so very hard. At any other track, drivers and teams get a few hours of track time to get ready for a race. At Indy, they get days. Days searching for every 10th, every 100th of a second advantage that will get them around the track or out of the pits faster than anyone else. The new wrinkle for 2006, one engine manufacturer is supplying power to the entire field. The Honda engines are proving a highly reliable, known quantity for every team, shifting the search for speed to the gearbox, chassis, and aerodynamic package.
The car is so fast. Yeah, it's straight, isn't it? You can tell it's really fast.
2005 winner Dan Welldon returns to defend his victory with a new team, moving from Andretti Green to Ganassi Racing. If he wins again with his new team, it will be an Indy first.
Here he comes down the straightaway, defending champion Dan Welldon in car number 10. That lap at 222.846, his best so far.
A light rain brings an early end to the first full day of practice. Sam Hornish Jr. is fast for the day. Both of those facts set the tone for much of May.
Overall, we're real happy with where we started at. Our team Penske is usually pretty good about unloading and being quick once we get here, but hopefully it'll stay that way throughout the month.
You won't be playing, you'll just be racking. I'll run it.
Elio starts a wet second day of practice by the pool. Table, that is. World-famous billiards pro Jeanette Lee stops by to encourage Elio to stick to driving.
Slow backswing, soft follow.
Hey, I got one.
All right.
Here we go. Thank you, people. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I appreciate that.
No.
It's not over. She was giving me a lot of tips, and but obviously when the game started, not much at all.
The first week of practice is punctuated by rain, frustrating those who most need the track time.
Thought we were gonna maybe be okay actually, but the left rear tire was flat, so it was pulling me into the wall as I had gotten it all the way kind of back straight, released the brake, and it just took another left turn again. So not what we're looking for.
2004 Indy winner Buddy Rice tests the safer barrier on Thursday, 1 year to the day after an accident in the same turn that kept him out of last year's race. The deja vu moment ends there. He's okay and cleared to run.
I mean, I really wasn't even in the turn yet when it took off, so we'll go back and evaluate that and go from there. Obviously, we're struggling a little bit for speed right now on all three cars, but I think that it's not anything we can't fix or make the cars faster, so we'll see what happens.
Teams work as hard as they can between the raindrops, but the weather stays cold and wet all the way up to Fast Friday, which proves anything but fast. Drivers and teams can only wait. 1998 Indy winner Eddie Cheever finds a silver lining.
It's fun. This is the Indy 500. I'm 48 years old and I'm participating in the most difficult race that's on the calendar in open wheel racing. And I think I have a good crack at it.
Pole day. Maybe.
Well, it's been a trying week, no doubt about that, and continues to be with the rain falling here today. We're obviously done today. We're going to try and do 22 positions tomorrow.
It'll be a bit of a thrash to try to get to our optimum speed, but like I said, I think the majority of the cars are in that boat, and just do the best we can do.
Both our cars and Penske, I think, are a step above the rest, and less track time for the others. I think it's more of a positive for us.
If it is an advantage, we take it, but yes, I do believe it helps, and but those guys are professional. Hopefully they won't figure it out, but if they did, I mean, it's just that's what the place is.
Unfortunately, Sunday looks like more of the same, as rains bring an early end to a busy morning practice. But not before defending champion Dan Welldon serves notice and knocks Sam Hornish Jr. off the top of the speed chart with a lap at over 228 miles an hour.
We have 4 scheduled days of qualifying. We're going to stick to those 4 scheduled days. We've lost the first 2 to inclement weather. Our original plan under the new format called for 33 cars to be in the field by the conclusion of the 3rd day. So we're going to stick to that plan, and we'll do positions 1 to 33 on Saturday, and then Sunday will remain as bump day.
So teams get another week of practice before what should be a wild pole day. They'll need it if they hope to catch up with Team Penske and Ganassi Racing. A complete washout on pole weekend puts added pressure on the smaller teams competing at Indy. Before the rains, the best starting position the smaller second-week-only teams could hope for was 23rd. With the pole weekend washed out, they can shoot as high as they dare.
That was absolutely mega. Mega.
Oh my gosh, you guy's nuts.
Takeoff was ridiculous. That was probably one of the cooler things I've ever done in my life. We went straight up to 10,000 feet.
Racer 1, turn left on course, ident, and stay altitude.
You did a loop all by himself.
You feel like you're going to the moon. And then I did a roll. I was flying this. And we did a
Back on the ground, some of PJ Cheson's fellow rookies aren't flying so high on the racetrack.
Trouble on the track. We've got a crash. Ari Lyondike Jr. in the wall. Car 61, Ari Lyondike Jr. in the wall. Yellow flag. Not a problem down in turn 1 down here. That's Thiago Medeiros, one of the rookies. You can see the damage to the 18 car. Car in trouble. We were just going to say that Jeff Simmons had just turned his quickest lap of the day at 2:25, 2:97, and he is involved in the incident that's on your video screens right now.
So far, the month of May has been dominated by clouds and rain, and Sam Hornish Jr., who looks like the man to beat on pole day.
There's lots to do here on this throwback day.
Glad you're here today. Enjoy the festivities going on throughout the Indianapolis Area Motor Speedway. A terrific day as we attempt to qualify all 33 starters for the 90th running of the Indianapolis 500.
After 2 weeks of rainy days, pole day dawns cool and dry and picture perfect for speed. During final practice, Sam Hornish Jr. doesn't skip a beat with the fastest lap of the month, just a tick shy of 230 miles an hour.
Sam really setting some drama for this crowd today. Can he hit the 230 mark? Sam Hornish Jr. 229.996.
With perfect track conditions, the qualifying line is full when qualifying begins. Second-generation driver Jeff Bucknam earns the distinction of being the first out to qualify.
The 4-lap average, 221.461.
The track is a flurry of activity as cars qualify in rapid order. Panther Racing's Vitor Meira is the first to show potential pole speed with a run of 226.156.
Definitely could run a little faster. I don't think it's much faster, so the car was pretty good. We hit it spot on.
Two-time winner Al Unser Jr. isn't happy with his return to the starting grid, but he looks solid to make the field at better than 219 miles an hour.
We definitely have our work cut out for us, and you know, this is what happens when you put a deal together at last minute. I mean, you know, it doesn't happen overnight.
1998 Indy 500 winner Eddie Cheever Jr. slides into the field a few cars later with a run that puts him safely in the middle of the field.
It's exhilarating, and it is such a privilege to even drive here. So after not having done this for 4 years, I'm very proud to be back in the field.
Michael Andretti makes his run for the Indy 500 field. The whole Andretti Green team has been searching for speed all month. He qualifies 13th, but Michael wanted more.
You know, we're still not completely happy with the car, so we got some ideas what we want to try, and so we'll see how it goes a little bit later.
Andretti is followed out by Scott Dixon, who takes the provisional pole at just under 227 miles an hour. Expectations are high for teammate Dan Welldon, who has yet to qualify. The field is filling quickly as young Marco Andretti makes his first pressure-filled qualification run at Indy.
Just do whatever you've been doing all month long. Relax. 6 practice laps, all you're going to do. Be smooth. You're doing a hell of a job. Welcome.
Remember your first job right out of high school? Think of Marco Andretti that way. This is his first full-time gig out of high school. Turned 19 years old, 5 weeks ago? And here he is driving for his dad's team, Andretti Green Racing. Not bad for a 19-year-old to be getting set to qualify for his first Indy 500.
The times were pretty much to be expected, and the good thing was there was no surprises it still was the longest 6 laps of my life.
The pace of qualifying is relentless. Barely 90 minutes have passed and the field is nearly 2/3 full. When May's hot shoe, Sam Hornish Jr. pulls up to qualify.
Go out there and give me 4 good ones, be smooth, and have fun.
And he's on it.
Sam Hornish Jr. is on track in the first lap, 229.179 miles an hour. The Barbaro Team Penske machine gets a roar of approval from the crowd.
Really doing all he can to quiet the naysayers who say this place has gotten firmly inside of his head.
Lap number 2 is quicker, 229.215 miles an hour. And Davey, oh, how different his line is from Marco Andretti.
Man, that's how you use up the racetrack right there. I mean, that's when you say draw a line out around this racetrack, the perfect one, well, you're watching right now with Sam Hornish Jr.
Here's the checkered, and the run is complete. A speed average at 228.985 miles an hour. Sam Hornish is on the pole at the moment.
It was right there on the first 2 laps. It started to get a little bit of a push the next 2, which hurt our average a little bit. I told the guys we were going to run 229 average, and unfortunately we weren't able to do that.
Only 2 drivers yet to qualify have shown the speed necessary to knock Hornish off the pole. Sam's first test comes quickly.
But right now, the story is Dan Welldon, the 2005 Indy 500 winner, the 2005 IndyCar Series champion. The green flag is out. First lap, 227.339. Oh, he's going to have to pedal hard if he's going to come close to catching Sam Hornish Jr.
227.3.
I'll tell you what, that is a lot of speed to have to gain to beat Sam Hornish Jr.
Well, I guarantee you, if Sam's worried about anybody, he's worried about his teammate.
And he even said that last week. The only guy I'm worried about is the guy in the 3 car.
Now Sam must survive what may be his greatest threat for the pole. Teammate Helio Castroneves.
2-time winner, Helio Castroneves.
So Helio Castroneves with an average speed of 227.936 miles per hour. That is still well off Sam Hornish's speed, but right now would put Roger Penske with slots number 1 and 2, Chip Ganassi with 3 and 4.
When the dust settles on the furious first few hours of qualifying, 27 cars are in the show. Dario Franchitti tries to make it 28, but a broken gearbox ends his first attempt. The team must hustle and fix it to qualify before the 6 o'clock gun. If they have to qualify on bump day, he's guaranteed a spot on the back row. One big question hangs over the afternoon as cars go out to practice. Under the new qualifying rules, will anyone withdraw their run for the chance to take a shot at Hornish's pole?
We can practice. That doesn't mean we give up on our time, does it?
No, once we've gone through tech, you can do whatever you like.
Yeah, so why don't we take and then decide? We've got plenty of time.
Dixon on his way to his car, and so was Chip Ganassi.
Not satisfied. I mean, we ran 5th gear, and he was on the rev limiter for quite a bit of time on the back straightaway on all 4 of the laps. So we're just trying to get ourselves to where we can run 6th gear. And hopefully with this cool down in temperature, we'll be able to do that. We want to see where we're at.
We still have 4 spots remaining open in the field, plus the possibility of some of these drivers withdrawing and trying it again.
Afternoon practice turns back into qualifying in the last half hour, and the starting grid grows to 32. It becomes clear that Hornish has the field covered. No one thinks they have the speed to challenge the pole. At 6 p.m., the gun goes off. It's official. The fastest driver in May is Sam Hornish Jr., and Roger Penske captures his 13th pole at Indy. Only 1 spot remains to fill the field, but that will have to wait for tomorrow. Bump day takes on a more urgent tone for already qualified teams. Everyone's making up for lost practice time and breaking in their new race engines. Drivers turn in over 2,000 laps of practice, most notably the Andretti Green Team, which turns nearly 500 laps. It's valuable time for the young Marco Andretti to work on race situations he may face.
Good job, by the way, man.
Thank you.
Well
You too.
Hell of a job.
Pole sitter Sam Hornish Jr. doesn't rest on his laurels. Team Penske is hard at work on race day setups.
And Sam Hornish Jr. just turned the fastest lap of the day, and we have a spin. The incident is in turn number 2, and it involves the pole sitter, Sam Hornish Jr.
Hornish is philosophical about the incident.
Hopefully it'll have a positive effect, and is that we'll get the car fixed as far as the handling goes, and we won't have any problems like this on race day. Everybody's been saying all week, Dustin to be on the pole, and this is your year, and all this other stuff. And when you're on top, there's only one direction to go.
The last spot in the field has come down to a two-man race between Marty Roth and Tiago Medeiros. While Roth has struggled to find speed, the PDM racing team struggled just to assemble a car after Thursday's accident. Their patchwork effort is a testimony to the spirit of competition in the garage area, as teams lend parts to get Medeiros back on the track.
Pounding down to the yard of bricks. The checkered flag is out, and 215.281 miles an hour, and Tiago is on the bubble.
Now there's nothing to do but wait.
Right now, I'm part of the field, but I mean, somebody can butt me out, I'm just focused on my job, and PDM will go back and talk to them. If we have to go back out and find some more speed, we will.
All eyes are now on Marty Roth. His speeds have been close, but Roth knows he'll be running on the edge if he wants to make the race.
And a yellow, and a car against the wall. It's Marty Roth. And with that contact with the outer wall, his hopes of being into the starting field gone, vanished, kaput.
Roth's heartbreak is Tiago Medeiros' ticket to the final starting spot in the field. The young Brazilian has realized his dream.
Now we have time to work in the car and find a very good racing car, very well balanced and very consistent, and that will be very important for the 500-mile race.
Better yet, the team will have time to paint the car.
So who's going to win?
Seven-time Tour de France champion and pace car driver Lance Armstrong poses with the starting field for the 90th running of the Indianapolis 500. 6 former champions, 6 rookies, and a pack of veterans all racing for their spot on the Borg-Warner Trophy.
All right, guys, drivers, eyes front. Here we go. Green.
The week leading up to the Indianapolis 500 is always a busy one for the starting drivers as they crisscross the nation for media appearances and promotions.
Who won last year's Indy 500? Wrong.
The track does not sit idle before race day. On Wednesday, the Speedway opens its gates for Community Day, and the drivers return to sign autographs and meet fans.
Hi. How are you? Great. Good. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you.
Friday is Carburation Day, the last practice day before the race, and the practice session is the busiest in years. The cool, rainy days are long gone, and the temperature on race day is predicted to hit 90. It's the closest to actual race conditions teams have seen all month. The checkered flag falls on the Indy 500 drivers, and Carb Day fans get a taste of Indy's future stars as the Indy Pro Series drivers race for the Freedom 100.
Here we go. It's going to be Cunningham on the outside heading into turn 3. He's got the line. Can he make it stick again through the north chute? This will be a drag race right down to the stripe. Coming out of turn 4. Here they come down the front stretch. And it's Wade Cunningham. Got a great exit off the corner. Howard is fading. It's over. It's Cunningham, his second career win. And what a place to do it.
Helio Castroneves defends the honor of Team Penske and finishes the day with a victory in the annual pit stop competition, along with his signature celebration.
There it is. Spider-Man's at it again.
Welcome to the final drivers meeting for the 90th running of the Indianapolis 500-mile race. On behalf
Brian Barnhart gets the last word at the drivers meeting on Saturday before all 33 starters are shuttled downtown for the 500 Festival Parade. It's all smiles right now, but things are about to get very serious. Tomorrow is race day.
are away. All cars are away.
Okay, car 6, car 3, front row. Stay with the pace car. We're speeding him up. Stay with him.
And we're set. Welcome, everyone, to the greatest spectacle in racing.
Lights are out on the pace car. Bring it around at 110, please, Lance. 110.
You couldn't ask for a better race day if you like heat and you like racing. Here we go. Lance Armstrong off of turn number 4 in the Chevrolet Corvette pace car will pull off of the track. And behind him, Sam Hornish Jr., Elio Castroneves, and Dan Welldon. Dan Welldon already makes a move to the inside. Welldon moves behind Elio and Dan as he makes his way into turn number 1. It's going to be Sam Hornish Jr., the leader in 1.
It is Sam Hornish Jr., then Castroneves, then Dan Welldon, then Tony come out in a big battle for 5th place as they head to turn 2.
Top 3 go nose to tail. You've got Hornish, Elio Castroneves in the machine of Dan Welldon, followed by Tony Kanaan. Detour mirror 2 car lengths back. Welldon and Castroneves pulling out a line to 3.
Elio Castroneves is now a sandwich. Dan Welldon thought about taking a peek to the inside. Elio slams the door. He has the advantage of the short shoot in the north end.
Elio Castroneves still has the lead, but it's Dan Welldon now in second, and Sam Hornish Jr. is in third.
The way they're starting, it looks like a sprint to the finish. Terrific speeds the first time around, and here they are, and it's Castroneves. Castroneves in the number 1 position. He's in car number 3. And Dan Welldon squeezing into the number 2 position, and Sam Hornish Jr. in the number 3.
An incredible first lap at the 90th Indianapolis 500. In front, Elio Castroneves, the 2-time winner, but here comes Welldon. Oh, we got trouble with turn 2.
Yellow, yellow, yellow. Turn 2. Turn 2. Car 3, pick up the pace car. Car 3, pick up the pace car.
2 cars get together coming off the second turn. It appears one of them may be the P.J. Chesson machine. One car came up off the corner, slammed the outside wall. Another sliding to a stop as we head midway down the back straightaway. Jeff Bucknam, one of the cars involved. Another one got a piece of the action as well. And it is P.J. Chesson, the 2 teammates getting together as they exited turn 2.
The lap 2 accident takes out both Team Himmelgarn entries in one fell swoop. The green flag is back out for lap 7, and Welldon is on the hunt.
As the crowd rises as one, Welldon cannot get the pass fade. Castroneves hangs on to the top spot, then Welldon, then Sam Hornish Jr.
After testing Castroneves for a few laps, defending champion Welldon slips by the 2-time winner. Welldon starts checking out on the lead pack and is soon approaching back markers.
Dan Welldon is the leader. Last time by 219.193 miles an hour. Sam Hornish Jr. runs second. Tony Kanaan runs third. Vitor Mira is fourth.
Back a few spots, rookie Marco Andretti shows no signs of fading early.
Okay, you're faster than the leaders on the last lap. Faster than the leader.
Marco Andretti on the move as he goes from 8th to 7th with that pass.
Yeah, Castroneves going from leading this race back to 8th.
Yeah.
So I still think he may have some problems.
We get into the bump. 2 of them turning pretty hard, get the drive. 1 turn of front wing out. Yeah, that's growing.
Elio soldiers on until the first pit window opens. The track stays green.
Elio Castroneves came in first. He just got away in 10 seconds, and he made a front wing adjustment. Now our defending champion, Dan Welldon, is in 2 slots behind him. They'll change all 4 tires. They're not making any changes. The car has been great for Welldon. He's away.
Andretti putting on a show on the track, coming in 4 tires and fuel. His first Indy 500 pit stop. He hits his marks perfectly. They're waiting still on the fuel, waiting. Having a slight issue with the tire. He is out and away.
Meantime, we've got the other leaders in. Tony Kanaan is in right behind him, the number 6 car. That is Sam Hornish Jr. The number 9 is in. That is the Target Chip Ganassi racing machine of Scott Dixon. Let's start with Kevin Lee.
Sam Hornish Jr. will get in first. Dixon is 4 slots behind. He will get in. Hornish gave up the lead to come in this time. All 4 tires. They will make the slight front wing adjustment, just a half a turn. And Dixon makes that little swing first. Kanaan out to the pit next, and there's Dixon.
Weldon returns to the lead after the green flag pit stops and proceeds to run away and hide from the field.
This has been a torrid pace. The number 10 of Dan Welldon, the dominant car, leading 37 of the first 50 laps here as we are 1/4 of the way through the 90th running of the Indianapolis 500.
Okay, Dan, fuel mixture 4. You just put helio a lap down.
17 seconds. Welldon leads the field.
We've got a crash.
We've got a crash here. It's Thomas Schechter. He is spinning, and he hits the entrance to the pits. Yeah, he lost the rear end. He slammed the outside wall and then went right across the track, and it's really fortunate that nobody hit him. He had just passed Marco Andretti, and then as he slid across the track, it got a little bit dicey, but nobody came in contact with him.
The yellow erases Dan Welldon's huge lead. But after a flurry of pit stops, the green flag flies and Welldon takes off again.
Like a rocket ship down the back straightaway.
But this time he can't run away. At the halfway point, Welldon leads his teammate Scott Dixon by just half a second. And after green flag pit stops, Dixon leads lap 110.
We've got a crash in for a Marlboro Team Penske car. It's up against the outside wall. We also have a Ray Hall Letterman car. It looks like it is Buddy Rice. And the Penske car is now on the inside wall, just missed the attenuator. And that is Helio Castroneves. So two 500 winners collide, and they'll be out of the race.
Okay, Helio.
Hey, Dan, Castroneves just took himself out, is what he did. He took Rice with him. And just, you know, be aware that we got pretty good cars here today, it looks like, huh?
Weldon is much more focused on the competition still in the race.
Danica Patrick, what a day she's had. She is in the top 6, everybody. Danica, maybe this will be the day. Finished 4th last year.
Today will not be Danica's day, but much like she did 1 year ago, a different rookie is getting set to steal the show.
You're doing a really, really good job. You're just as quick as anybody.
Defending Indy 500 winner Dan Welldon has dominated the race's first half, but 2 yellow flags have allowed his pursuers the chance to dial their cars in and close the gap.
You're watching Marco Andretti. How cool and calm is this 19-year-old? He's just driving along, cruising along, one hand on the steering wheel. He flips his visor up to get a little air in there, like he's been doing this for a lifetime. This is the first time he's ever been in a 500-mile race, and he's just handling it with just class. He's having no problems right now, running 7th.
When the green flag comes back out on lap 123, Weldon's got a race on his hands.
They're getting ready to rock and roll, Tom. Here we go.
There's the green flag waving high. And the race is on. The race resumes as Welldon leads Dixon into that first turn.
It's Welldon, but Dixon's right on his tail.
So Dan Welldon will cross the line. He'll lead lap 124. He picks up 10 Grant, but they're side by side in 1. Not anymore, Mike. Scott Dixon is taking the lead. Dixon now pulling away from Dan Welldon into turn 2.
Hornish is only a couple of car lengths behind Welldon. It's Dixon in first, Welldon in second, but Hornish and Kanaan right there.
And here comes Sam Hornish Jr. Going to go to the inside.
Yeah.
And he makes a move. Welldon drops to 3rd.
I'm going to tell you what, though. Kanaan's going to pick up 3rd, but Sam Hornish Jr. is going for the lead. Hornish to the high side in 1.
He had to back off, but he was really too high to make this apex up here. Sam Hornish loses some speed in turn 2.
And the momentum may cost him, Jerry, because here comes Dan Welldon. He wants 2nd back. Your leader, Scott Dixon, the battle for 2nd. Dan Welldon trying to get around Sam Hornish Jr.
3 wide down the front straight. Townsend Bell trying to get around both the 9-car and Tony Kanaan. Oh, we've got Sam Hornish Jr. He has made the pass, and he's out in front. He
got around Dan Welldon entering turn 1, and now the Penske driver has set sail. He has a 4-car length advantage over Dan Welldon as they head down the backstretch.
A lot of Penske faithful on their feet in the Northeast Vista. A huge round of applause for that 6-car Marlboro Team Penske machine of Sam Hornish Jr. leading the Indianapolis 500.
With Castroneves out, Hornish carries the banner for Team Penske, and he works to put some distance between himself and Welldon. Welldon is not to be denied. Lap traffic slows Hornish down, and Welldon rolls the dice on lap 144.
Look at the 10-car. Look out. He's going to go to the inside. Dan Welldon goes back to the lead. There you go. He got him. Welldon back to the front.
2 laps later, car 90, Townsend Bell, pits and leaves with his fuel nozzle attached. A small problem that turns into disaster for 2-time Indy winner Allenser Jr.
We got a yellow car on the wall. That is Al Unser Jr. involved in a crash.
Unser's departure takes a third Indy champion out of the race. With just 50 laps to go, the leaders all come in for what could be the most important pit stops of the race.
Here come the front three, all in at the same time. Dan Welldon is going to hit his marks first. Scott Dixon right behind him. I'm watching Welldon closely. He has changed all 4 tires. No changes for Dan Welldon.
Let's go, 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 go!
The Hornish are in a problem.
Grab the fuel out of the car, grab the fuel out of the car.
And they're pouring water on one of the crewmen. A catastrophe in the Marlboro Team Penske pit.
Guys, Sam Hornish Jr.'s day is going to be done.
Sam, you read me? Did I screw that up? I thought I heard go. You're okay, you're okay. You didn't do anything wrong. We're just cleaning up the pits or putting the other thing on. We're okay.
That's a penalty. You tell him that. You tell Rusty that's a penalty, okay? Get the official over here.
Race control to car 6 and car 90. After we restart, you both have drive-through penalties at 60 miles an hour.
Well, you got to feel bad for Sam Hornish Jr. After just being dominant each and every day, it seemed, this month. Now this.
Townsend Bell joins Hornish on the long, slow drive down pit lane as the leaders roar by for the green flag.
Townsend Bell making contact with Sam Hornish Jr. in the pit area. So more heartbreak for Sam Hornish Jr. as Dan Welldon and Mr. Dixon are charging down the backstretch.
Hornish survives the contact and roars back onto the race course just a straightaway from going a lap down to the leaders. Sam's quest for his first Indy win is slipping away. Defending Indy 500 champion Dan Welldon has dominated the first 3 quarters of the 2006 Indy 500, leading all but 34 laps. But unlike Weldon's early domination, the competition is nipping at his heels, including one young Marco Andretti who's making his move.
And it looks like Marco Andretti has gone to 4th place, so Marco Andretti has gotten by Dario Franchitti, his teammate. Man, oh man, is this kid driving the race of his life. 19 years old, and Marco Andretti, with 34 laps remaining, is in 4th place at the Indianapolis 500 and has a teammate behind him and in front of him.
Okay, Marco, we got 30 laps left, 30 laps left.
There he goes. Tony Kanaan makes a move for 2nd place. So Tony Kanaan is around Scott Dixon for 2nd.
Scott Dixon's on-track behavior earns him a black flag and a drive-through penalty for blocking. Teammate Welldon is left alone to fend off 4 Andretti green cars hounding him to the yard of bricks.
Here we go. Tony Kanaan's going side by side. Kanaan side by side as he tries to take the lead away from Dan Welldon. We're working lap 183. So Tony Kanaan trying to make the move. Will he be able to make it stick? Kristen Ariel off the 4.
They're right out of 4. They are side by side heading to you, and Kanaan makes the pass.
Tony Kanaan will complete the pass off of turn number 4. He will take the lead with 183 laps complete.
Really serious. I've got a pen. Get on this lap, Ed. We have to. I can't see a puncture, but maybe the left rear.
Kanaan and the rest of the Andretti green team roars by as Welldon limps to the pits. The defending champion goes a lap down to the leaders.
Right now, it is Andretti Green Racing running 1 through 4. TK is the leader. Andretti Marco runs 2nd. Dario Franchitti runs 3rd. And Andretti Michael runs 4th. Unbelievable what Andretti Green Racing is doing here in the late stages.
But Welldon isn't about to give up as he roars by Kanaan to get his lap back. If the race stays green, all of the leaders should have to come in for fuel. Marco Andretti has worked his way up to 2nd and is the first to peel off for service.
We've got a yellow flag. Let's go downstairs to Nicole Mansky.
Marco Andretti is in and out just as Nicole came out. 4 tires and fuel.
And don't worry about it. We're sorted out. Go ahead and stack up. We're looking very, very good here.
Giafoni's contact with the turn 2 safer barrier sets up one of the most amazing finishes in 500 history. Kanaan and Franchitti are forced to pit under yellow for a last splash of fuel.
Michael Andretti will be leading this race. For the first time today, Michael Andretti has gone into the lead And Marco is second. Marco is second. I don't believe this.
Perseverance has paid off for Sam Hornish Jr.
You're ahead of Welldon right now. To go full ridge. Copy that. Pack it up the best you can.
Sam may be back in the mix. He should not have to pit again, so this may be a shootout between Michael Andretti, Dan Welldon, and Sam Hornish Jr.
Unbelievable what we've got unfolding here.
I think Michael's going to be the leader. He hasn't stopped since 160. Yeah, he came in and did that same thing that we did. Yeah, 10-4.
Like Sam, Michael also gets the okay to go full rich.
Okay, one to go to the green, and we can run race position 1. As hard, use as much fuel as you want, drive as hard as you want, nice and smooth, fast, a good restart, Michael.
Poor Mario Andretti. He's going to age several times over watching this play out, isn't he?
Flag, green flag.
On the restart, Hornish narrowly avoids disaster again.
Down the front straight, the Vonage car in front, and he's going to take the lead into turn number 1 with Andretti 3 cars around him.
Michael Andretti, but now Marco's got to work his way around Brian Herta if he wants to get to his dad. Michael Andretti heads the field into turn 2.
And the man on the move is going to be Sam Hornish Jr. He gets around the lap machine of Max Pappas. He now rides 4th in line, continuing to lead though. Michael Andretti to turn 3.
Marco Andretti works his way around Brian Herta. He's going to try to reel in Dad, already in the short chute in the north end.
It is 1 and 2, dad and son, Michael and Marco Andretti. Marco goes low, about 4 car lengths behind his dad, Michael Andretti.
3 laps will remain for Michael Andretti. 7.5 miles to realize the dream. Here goes Marco Andretti, side by side. He's going to make the pass to
Marco leads the field into the southeast corner.
Hey, Dad, watch this. Marco Andretti to the inside, and now Michael going to lose the 2nd position. Sam Hornish Jr. pulls up alongside. They're battling for the runner-up spot to turn 3.
Michael Pepling, for all it's worth, trying to hold on to 2nd. Not going to be able to do it. Hornish stepped in front of him. Meanwhile, Marco roars away on the north end.
19-year-old Marco Andretti exiting turn 4.
2 to go at the line, starter. 2 to go at the line. Copy control, 2 at the line. 2 to go here now. Use your head. 2 to go. Set him up. 2 to go.
2 laps away from a win in turn number 1.
Here comes Sam, though. He is closing up on Marco Andretti. About 5 or 6 car lengths back into turn 2.
You can visually see him closing the gap. Sam Hornish Jr. has battled adversity throughout the day. He's trying to get the lead at Indy. He pulls up on the rear wing of Marco Andretti.
Nobody is seated. Fans on their feet. Hornish all over Marco Andretti. Almost goes into the pit lane. Marco slams the door, hopefully by 5 car lengths.
Hornish falls back, and it looks like the rookie Andretti is in control.
White flag. Last lap. Bring it on around, Tim. Do whatever you can. Bring it around.
The white flag is out at the world's greatest race course. 19-year-old Marco Andretti, now less than 2 miles away from winning the 90th Indianapolis 500.
More left-hand turns, and Marco Andretti has stretched the lead. He heads into the 2nd corner.
What a headline it's going to make. Marco Andretti wins in his debut in Indianapolis. He has a 7-car length advantage midway down the backstretch for the final time.
Coming up on the scene in which he may have won the race last time by. They're waving bandanas, waving hats. Cut the left turn for racing immortality. 19-year-old Marco Andretti.
Protect your line now. Protect your line.
And Sam Hornish Jr. right on the tail of Marco Andretti. Can a teenager win in Indianapolis?
Sam Hornish Jr. makes the pass. He'll win it. Sam Hornish Jr. goes to the inside of Marco Andretti and wins it in the final 100 yards. Sam Hornish Jr. has won the 90th Indianapolis 500 in an incredible finish.
Hell of a man, guy. Whoa! Man, 1982 has nothing for that. Sammy, you are the man. I don't care, man. That is going to be shown forever, brother. Marco just won, didn't he? Hornish first, Marco second by half a car. It's still time for Marco. I can't freaking believe it.
It's a storybook ending with a twist no one could have predicted. While while the young Andretti is left to ponder what might have been.
Fantastic job. Bring her into the pit.
Hornish, the battle-scarred veteran, makes his way to victory lane.
Just got to thank this team, Marble Team Penske. They did a heck of a job, and may not always go just the way you wanted to, but it was much sweeter this way.
It's truly unbelievable. And unless I get to the chance where someday I'm lucky enough to go for 5 or something like that. But you always remember the first one. That's what Rick told me.
Team owner Roger Penske extends his winning record at Indy.
This win is the 14th, but it's the 14th that I've had a tremendous team behind me, and the people are the main difference. The drivers, you know, Rick Mears was here, obviously Al Unser was in the race, Senior was here, but Sam Hornish and Elio, what a great team. And you could see that Sam was decided before this race he was going to take it easy. He didn't try to challenge for the lead at the beginning. He used his head, but it was time to go at the end. There was nobody that was going to catch him.